Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, Sam. Welcome to
Welcome to
All My Friends Are Fucked.
Finally got to do it.
You did.
I know. We've done it with all your friends.
Yeah, it's literally all my friends who are fucked.
I know.
That's so true. We've had like all your friends. One of Nicky's friends.
We've had two of your friends.
Yeah,
We've just
I single-handedly subsidized the podcast.
You really have.
I know.
Along with the song.
I know. This is Sam Guaiana. I guess we should introduce you.
Yeah, probably.
I know. We don't do introductions.
I get it, though, because it's like really fun to just like talk and hang out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're Sam Guaiana.
I'm Sam Guaiana.
You did our theme song.
I did do the theme song, yes.
Yeah. It's great.
It's the best part of the podcast, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You've helped me with editing.
I have.
Yes.
You taught Nicky Pro Tools.
Kind of.
She's getting
I
there.
showed her some commands and that's about it.
We got into arguments about Pro Tools.
Yeah.
You were going to say you argued.
You got into arguments about Pro Tools. I tried my best.
I did not want to go to Pro Tools. I liked Reaper better.
You did, but Reaper makes you lose friends.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Who are you?
What do I do? I just kind of hang out. I'm a record producer. I produce and mix a ton of music, and I'm slowly venturing into the plugin world as well, which audio plugins, like, they make stuff sound cool in programs like Pro Tools and Reaper.
Reaper?
Reaper.
Wait, you use Reaper?
I don't, but
He
the plugins
doesn't.
will work.
I did.
Reaper.
Oh, it works in all of it. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's like you make like one thing, and that plugin works across like every program.
Got it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I make records. I produce a bunch of like mostly rock music, pop punk, a little bit of metal here and there. And yeah.
That's cool. I'm wearing a shirt.
You're wearing a shirt of a band I've recorded. Yes, Young Culture.
Yeah.
Young Culture. Yeah. You've done some really cool bands.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Tell us what they are.
Tell us the cool bands.
Tell us like
cool
your,
bands?
which is like all of them.
Cools only.
Yeah.
No.
Only the cool ones. Yeah.
None of those loser bands. Well, Young Culture. I've worked with Super American. You guys had Matt.
Yes,
on the
you had
podcast.
Matt on.
Yeah.
Your friend.
John's band, my friend.
Your friend,
as well.
yeah,
who's
exactly.
had on the podcast.
We've just appropriated all your friends.
Pretty much,
and like called them our own friends.
Sam's friends are fucked.
Yeah.
All Sam's friends are
We
fucked.
should change the name. That's actually way funnier.
It's actually
all Sam's friends are fucked.
This is part of
This is
Canvas
my
Audio.
podcast.
Yes.
You were our first unofficial sponsor.
That's
You
true.
were Canvas Audio.
Canvas
Yeah.
Audio. So I
.org.
guess I'll say that too. Like, I run Canvas Audio, and right now it sells drum samples, but the goal is to move it to like plugins and things like that too.
Super cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Super American, Young Culture, John's band, Northbound, The Devil Wears Prada, Silverstein, Bayside.
Oof, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, you love Bayside,
I do.
right?
Yeah.
Neck Deep, Fame on Fire.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of like pop punk scene.
Yeah.
Bands. Yeah, and with all the labels that like are associated with those bands and everything.
Super cool.
Thank you.
Wait, so are you into like pop punk stuff?
In high school, I was.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really listen to much, like in between in college, really. And I'd say in hanging out with you, you've just sort of reopened a box of memories for me. And I've gotten
that's kind of my job.
into it. Yeah.
Reopening boxes of memories
I
for
have.
people who listen to pop punk in their teens.
For real, because
That's so true.
we went to a Saves the Day show and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. It like brought me back. It was Saves the Day and Census Fail. And that like really brought me back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was really cool. But
it's such a unique and specific sound. The voice is specific. It is like kind of rock, right? Is it like the voice that kind of makes it more punk in the lyric?
Yeah, it's like the sort of poppiness of it.
Yeah.
Pop punk just kind of mixes sort of like the idea of like a rock band and making it a little more like happy and accessible and upbeat and everything like that.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. So it's brought back some memories.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I feel like I've gotten more into it lately. And now just like the music that you do, I just will listen to automatically. So I'll just put it all on my like running playlists and stuff like that. So it's just, I hear it. It's like a constant. And now all the bands that you've done, I follow on Spotify. So anytime they release music, it's just automatically
just shows
in my
up.
feed. Yeah. So it's just.
And that genre is really easy to listen to.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a lot of stuff with like screaming too, and I understand that sometimes isn't always as accessible to everybody.
That's
or
true,
like, some people love working out to metal. Some people are like, why are they just screaming all the time?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I totally get the sort of it's like acquired taste for stuff like that.
Yeah, sometimes I like it. Sometimes it's like pots and pans. Like it's like agitating to me if it's like really screaming and really heavy, depending on like where I'm at or what I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to concentrate, I can't have it on.
Interesting.
It's like if I'm trying to like read something or like problem solve something, even if it's just background music, I'm like,
you can't do
I'm
it.
distracted. Yeah.
Whereas I love a good scream
for running and stuff.
Running's good, or just feeling something. You ever just want to like?
I love it for driving.
Okay.
Yeah, like I love listening to heavy music when I'm driving. It's kind of the only time I really listen to heavy music. Okay. I listen to heavy music when I want to listen to music really loud.
Okay.
Like I won't listen to I like pop punk, but like, you know, my favorite bands are like Jimmy Eat World, Saves the Day, Brand New, things like that.
Yeah.
And that music is pretty fun to listen to loud, but then you put on something with like screaming, and it's like so fun to crank the shit out of that and just like
I listen to everything music. Loud.
Yeah,
I do too.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I know. You listen to everything pretty quiet.
Well, okay. So part of my job when you mix a song, it's not really great to mix it super loud because you lose a bit of like not creative, more technical objectivity.
Okay.
So I think that just sort of passes through what I do regularly. Like I don't like listening. Plus, I'm also trying to protect my ears. Like if I lost my ears, I'd lose more than half my job.
That's actually such a good point.
Yeah, and I have hearing damage in my right ear a little bit, so I'm very conscious of that a lot.
From what? Like going to shows?
From touring when I was a kid.
Okay.
I would always take out when you play shows, you have these things called in-ear monitors. They're like headphones, but they're tiny and they wrap around your skull. And I would always take my right one out because I loved hearing the sound of like live music. And a cymbal is like right here usually on a drum kit. So you'd be like bashing away that cymbal, and that cymbal's just fucking eating at my ear the whole time. So it caused some not pretty bad. It's mild, but it's enough where like this side is duller than my left side. Yeah.
Okay, wait. So let's talk about you going on tour. So were you like in a band?
Yes. So I've been in a couple bands full time. I was in a band called the Pettit Project from 2005 to like 2013 probably. And that band did a lot of touring. I toured the second I joined that band.
That's cool.
And then I was in another full-time band called July. And that was from like 2010, and it never really had an end date. It was kind of 2014 when it ended, but then we picked it back up. And that was the band I toured with more. We did a whole bunch of like East Coast US touring, some Japan touring, and
Japan?
Yeah, Japan was sick.
That's so cool.
Around.
And you played the drums?
Yeah, I was the drummer in the band.
Cool,
and I recorded in July, I recorded everything too and produced it all too.
Are you in July going to have a comeback?
I'd love to. We had the 10-year release of our record would have been 2023. So maybe we'll do like a 15-year, like 2027, if my math is right there.
Wait. Yes. Yeah.
You guys.
we do that a lot to each other. There's this there's this like reel that my friend Anton sent me that was like, oh, look, a mockingbird. And it cuts to the mockingbird. It's like, oh, look, a mockingbird.
I know. I feel like we get into mockingbird.
Yeah, because we really didn't. We talk about Sam on the podcast, pretty much every podcast.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, that shows that you haven't been listening.
I've only listened to a few.
I know. That's how I know.
It. Fuck, I mean.
That's how I know when people... So I actually added a little special thing on the last episode that was released at the end. Did you hear it?
Like, I don't know.
All the way at the end with Stacey's.
No.
So at the end...
Wait, you added it?
You mean after the song? Oh, no. I stopped listening after.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's like a little thing.
Yeah, there's a bonus track at the end.
What
of
is
bonus track? It's just a clip of me laughing.
It's
because it was a really loud part that Sam was helping. Because when you were like, the audio is really fucked up on this one. Yeah. So Sam came and helped me, and then he was just fucking around with my laughing, and then you clipped it in there.
It was a really funny laugh.
Gosh. Okay, I have to go back.
And it's funny because in Pro Tools or in any DAW, you can you obviously see the waveforms.
Yeah.
And Nick's laugh is so loud that it turns into these just like clipped squares. So you can scroll through the whole file and find out every time she laughs because you can see like,
and it's a square.
You
and
do.
So it's like, so there was just this perfect one. It was like, or whatever it was. And I was like, that's so funny. And I do this thing when I record bands. When they fuck up a take or there's like a funny little sound or something stupid happens, I'll usually just chop it and play it over and over because it's funny in the moment and it makes them kind of like relax and the band laughs and everybody laughs. So I just kept playing it over and over. And I took the computer, I was like, hang on 1 sec. And I just took the file and I put it at the end of the podcast.
And I just kept it in there.
She just left it in there.
So now I'm thinking like maybe we can have treats at the end.
Yeah.
Little treats.
Little treats. Only one person heard it so far.
Wow.
Well, 2, I guess.
Well, I put it there. Of course I heard it.
Yeah. No one's brought it up to me yet.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. They were like, did you know that this happened? I'm like, yes, I did.
Did you know? No, how did that laugh end up at the end of the thing? I don't know.
Yeah. So it's there.
But yeah, so you show up on our podcast. So this is the first time that we're like even introducing you as Nicky's boyfriend also.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we're
because you didn't really say that.
That's like the biggest hard launch ever.
This is the biggest hard launch ever. This is a hard launch.
We're going podcast with this.
Hey.
We're going podcast.
This is why we have the music.
You never go full podcast. Yeah, it's true.
Just because
that was really fun actually to like make the theme song.
And you made it in a second.
So
it was so crazy. Excuse me. I think we were folding laundry.
We were. I wonder if I have the voice memo of it still on my phone.
Probably.
Like the OG.
Probably. So we were folding laundry and I was like, we need a theme song. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, maybe we could just do a jingle, like a...
Yeah. Oh, my friends.
I don't know. Like...
You guys had loser ideas, yeah.
I remember when Sam sent it and he's like, it's okay. He's like, it's not that great. It's okay. And then I listened to it. I was like, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard.
This is... Okay, I'll try to play it through I'll try to play it through my mic. This is the original version of me writing the song. Hold the words.
All my friends are fucking weird and all my friends are fucking freaks and all my friends are fucking nuts, but they're all fucking friends to me and all my friends are God.
Wait, I love this version.
Yeah, that was so. We were just folding laundry on the bed and talking about the theme song, and I was thinking of like the name of it was really cool. And I think I was listening to just like I listen to a lot of punk music. And I was like, it could be awesome to be just like a NoFX or like some sort of like punk band where they do those really short songs that are just kind of throwaway songs on a record or something like that. And I came up with the chord progression in like 2 seconds. And then we sort of like brainstormed the words a little bit, but it was mostly me just trying to think of different things about.
You came up with it so fast. You were just like, all my friends are fucking. I don't even know the. I
ended up writing them all out.
Lyrics, his lyrics. I don't even know the lyrics.
Yeah, I think what I did before I even played it was I pulled my like notes app out and I was like, all my friends are fucking something, and then I kept adding, and I was like, how many of these do we need? And then it'd be cool to have when I songwrite, it's like fun to have it, but but they're all fucking friends to me is like a good sort of like wrap up to lead to the like hook line of it all. And then it came together. It took maybe 5 minutes to write the song, and it took maybe 30 minutes to record the song.
It's insane.
There's like a secret longer version. Well, it doesn't exist anymore, but there was like a secret longer version of it first. And then I was like, fuck, cool, maybe I'll write more words to it. And I tried to brainstorm some stuff, but none of it felt as good as just the quickness of the original. And I was like, it's also a theme song, so here you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we should do a version where we both sing on it.
Like
if we
sang
you both?
On it. Yeah. Okay, so one of the things I thought would be funny,
that would be so fun,
just cool in general, is depending on how you guys want to structure the podcast, if it's like seasons or whatever, I'll make a new song every season that all of them have the same words, but the genre
different
will be
style.
different. Yeah, like I had like an idea for like a country version.
Yeah.
Or like I downloaded this AI music app where it can basically just tell it to generate songs. And it just like makes a fucking song out of nothing. It's wild.
That's
so wild.
Crazy.
It works better if you input lyrics.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I'm going to put some lyrics. So I put the lyrics in and I was like, make me like a 80s like industrial or like 90s industrial like 9 Inch Nails version. And it came up with a really fucking cool one that I'm going to like recreate as like
okay, that's so sick.
Yeah, there's many versions. Speaking of this though, does having AI type, I guess, software like that, does that make you nervous at all for your industry or your job?
No, not at all. It makes me nervous a little bit in the sense of, nervous isn't the right word.
But isn't there like so much music out there now? It's like just so saturated.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Spotify releases something like 20,000 songs a day.
Oh,
yeah.
That's crazy.
And because AI is pretty advanced right now, a lot of those songs are AI. They're just made by AI and then uploaded by AI, and there's no middle person. And they don't really make money. Spotify's trying to crack down on it. But there's like a whole like world showing up of just straight up AI music.
So AI is just like doing it on their own. They're just like, no one's like, AI, make this song and put it up.
Yeah, it's like bots. It's like how Twitter has bots or like Reddit has bots or whatever. There's like bots that are programmed to just like render a song and ship it off somehow to Spotify.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So there's no like approval process in uploading music.
Spotify sort of has an approval process, but it's kind of like you guys with the podcast. You go through a third party and that third party just uploads it. And realistically, that third party doesn't have that many checks and balances to see or to know if it's AI or something like that. There are ways. Spotify has algorithms that are trying to combat that. But one thing, when you asked about what's like scary in my industry, and I don't particularly think this is scary, but like I could go render a song with AI right now and I can go re-record it note for note. And then Spotify or nothing would ever know that it was AI.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's not anymore.
Yes,
the initial idea would be.
I see.
But you're re-recording it under your own. Yeah, so it's your sound.
Yeah. So it's cool for fun shit, like, making different podcast things. It actually comes up with some pretty dope, like, keyboard, like, synth lines and stuff like that. But it also sounds like a little, like, wobbly and old, like, LimeWire MP3 because it's just AI creating it from scratch. So it would be fun to, like, take some of those ideas and remake them. So I think it's a good tool to spark an idea. The app I'm using is called Juno. It's like, hey, Juno, like mid-tempo EDM mixed with industrial, and it'll come up with like a also it writes the same song 50 fucking times. So realistically, it's not that great at it, but it's enough to be like, okay, the vibe is cool. How do we turn this into something more unique than just fucking whatever showed up? So that's cool. But a lot of people in my industry are afraid of the technical side because there's AI mastering, which is, when you mix a song, you need to send it to mastering. It's okay, but a real mastering engineer makes decisions on the fly that are super important at the end of the day that just doesn't really happen by AI. Obviously, AI will get better and figure those things out. But the joke I make right now is when people are like, oh, are you scared that like AI is going to take over mixing? It's like, well, AI is not going to ignore mix notes. I love ignoring mix notes. It's like, I'm not going to turn your fucking guitar up. Shut up. Your guitar's loud enough. Go away.
Yeah. It's that human aspect.
Yeah, it's the like charismatic aspect of anything. It's like, it can't really be faked. And I know that I know that AI gets great at like having conversations or giving you really poignant information on topics and feeling very legit. But then when it comes to true critical decisions that are built around creativity, it just doesn't have enough to pull from because it just doesn't have a conscience. And I think that is the thing at the end of the day.
Oh, interesting. Well, some would argue it does have a conscience or it is conscious.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a spectrum of consciousness.
Yes. Yeah. And that I can totally get on board with that idea in the sense of like, yeah, you're right. To some degree, it has a conscience if it's able to freely come up with something, regardless of whether or not that idea was programmed. Because you can boil it down to like, well, we're programmed to learn what we're taught by our parents, and we push those morals forward, and we whatever. But it will hit a wall, and I've seen it hit a wall when it comes to true unfiltered creativity. And it's like I said, like a lot of when you type a word like industrial into the music AI, it's almost always giving you like an oscillation between these two notes. It's not always the same two notes. It might be in a different key, but it's always like, oh, industrial to me is I'm like, okay, there's more to industrial music than fucking two synth notes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, and I see it. I was trying to use it to code some plugins, and I would be like, hey, this problem is happening. Look at the code. And it's like, cool, rearrange the code like this. And I'd rearrange the code and I'd render out the plugin and the same thing would happen and be like, okay, well, let's take a look at why this is happening. And it would give me a breakdown and tell me how to fix it. And then the exact same thing would happen to the point where it went, I'm realizing that no matter what I give you, the exact same thing happens because it doesn't creatively understand how to solve that problem, or it doesn't have that much coding knowledge to rearrange something in a certain way. So that's where it's like, yeah, you can argue that there's consciousness in the sense of it can have a conversation and feel very intimate and whatever. But when it really comes down to brass tacks, it starts to fall apart.
Yeah. Do you fear that AI is going to take over parts of your job with editing?
It has taken it already has. Mm-hmm. But in the same idea with music and video, I mean, video even more, where it's like you look at AI video and you're like, no, there's something wrong here.
Video's wild. So I did a record in Canada last month with a band called Sumo Psycho, and they're big into the visual part of it. huge. Like they sell like calendars with the front woman. They like have like a whole like street team. They have crazy looking merch. They have everything, and they constantly create content. Like 100% of the time, they're working on content. They showed me Sky, the singer. She showed me some footage of basically she uses like 3 or 4 different AIs. One is like for a picture, and that picture gets animated into a certain way. And then she takes, which takes forever to render, by the way, because it's like, it's like rendering like a file, like a video. And then she takes that and feeds it to another AI that tries something else and kind of refines it. But every time it's random. Like every time it happens, it's random. But some of the shit that when you learn how to prompt it or when you give it high enough quality of something comes out wildly good. Like she had this one photo of like her hair's blue and all these like pink hands are in it. And it was like one of the photos in the calendar for like March or so. Actually, yeah, I think it was for this month. And she put it through and told it, have the hands kind of like go through the hair. And it looks crazy. It like blinks her eyes. It like makes her hair move. It made her like swing her head back, and like the hands showed up into her hair and everything.
Wait, what kind of calendar is this? Like, she's like blinking.
No. She was making an animation based off of one of the calendar photos.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I was like, wait, is it a digital camera or not camera? Calendar?
No. Yeah, it was like I was saying. One of the photos from the calendar is this photo of her with like.
And where is she using this content? Just like on Instagram with like a song?
Yeah, for like the band or for like different reels and stuff like that, or plan because like they're rolling out. When I finish the record, they're gonna have a whole rollout. Records usually have like a whole like time frame of rollout and content and touring and release and everything. So it's just gonna become a part of that. But she's also trying to use it to, their big thing for a long time was. They did a music video for like almost every song when they started, and it was always these big elaborate sets and really pretty and really cool and like funky shit, like zombie shit and whatever. And now they can do some of the core work with AI rendering, and it takes a long time to do, but like some of the results, at the very least, you can come up with like 5 or 8 seconds of footage that is totally usable to base what a background would look like, or try, or even just have like a collaborative idea from the AI results. So that's cool.
That's really cool to do like short form, artistic kind of content.
Yes.
I think once you like cross over into the realm of like, because I work in reality, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like talking people. Like at what point is it going to get like a little weird?
Right. I could see where on a lower level it could with the music, the sync
music. I was literally just about to say
that it's gonna like infiltrate in that way where it's
100%. If it hasn't already, gonna 100% infiltrate. Like
has.
Yeah, like you watch like a Love Is Blind type show, and they're like, I don't know if I can trust him, and the song right after is like, you can't be trusted by me, and you're like.
It was like, how is it so perfect, but so cheesy?
Yeah.
But those are people, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think now, it's probably going to be.
The way sync works now is it's probably like an instrumental, and then they like shoot the clip, and then they hire a singer, and it's like, hey, by the way, this is happening. Let's cater the lyrics around this and make it special or whatever. And that sync person who's versed in sync probably has a ton of lines that work really well for that type of situation. Eventually, you're just going to tell Suno, like an AI app, like, I need a pretty 90s acoustic song that sounds like Destiny's Child with these lyrics. And it's just going to render 3 minutes of it, and you're only going to need 10 seconds of it. And that is like, that's a job taken,
Insane.
100%.
Yeah.
And so much money saved because those people are paid a lot of money.
Yeah, and a lot of times they're paid a lot of money in perpetuity sometimes too. Like you license a song for sync, every time the episode's watched, you make 10 cents, and 1 million people watch the episode, and you make money off that.
Yeah.
And to some degree, that's going to go away. And the problem with that is a lot of people, AI doesn't just generate from scratch. AI learns from copywritten material. So even though it is making something completely brand new, it's not really stealing lyrics, it's not really stealing music, it kind of is. So people are going to have a problem with that. But if you boil down songwriting to anything, we've been stealing shit for decades.
Of course.
So it is kind of like gray area. I think it's like a privileged thing in a sense of like, we can be creative with listening to a favorite song. Like I showed you a song I mixed today that sounded like another song. Right away, you can tell the idea.
Right.
Or remember, I'm not going to say the name, but like I showed you that one song over the phone when I was away. Like, what does this sound like? And you knew right away what it sounded like.
There's like an influence there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
some people don't even fucking hide it half the time.
I know.
Yeah.
It was definitely like just copied over.
It felt like
Yeah, which I mean, again, I feel like that's art in general. There's
Totally.
so many artists. I even think about like modern day artists like Mr. Brainwash. Well, he's kind of gotten into hot water for like sort of copying certain art, or like a lot of people will with the greats, where it's like they're so influenced by certain painting styles where it's like, oh, that looks like a Picasso or a Rouchet or a Rothko, and it's just like because it's just squares sort of blurred out. It's like, oh, that's influenced by Rothko or like Ivan Sheila. Like and I think that's just like with any sort of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
I think influence is really important.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all influenced by something to do something. I think people start to take it personally when they realize that AI can also be influenced and do it. And it's like, well, where's the soul? It's like, you're right, there is no soul. But it isn't that different than from what we're doing.
Yeah. Also, not all people have like that kind of creative genius. So there are people that are technically like making art without a soul.
Yes.
Even though they're like humans. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then you think to yourself, with an app like Juno, you have to prompt it. And with any AI, there's a break point to how well you can prompt it before it gives you a really solid result. Learning how to prompt that is a skill, and doing it over and over till you get what you want and refining it is also sort of a skill. So it's not like AI is just sitting there shitting out music with no prompt. It is being told what to do by our creative ideas. If I walked into a writing session and someone goes, I want to write like, I keep saying industrial EDM because I'm thinking of the theme song, but I want to write like a 9 Inch Nailsy industrial song.
Yeah.
We're going to go listen to a bunch of it. We're going to go listen to related artists or modern alt rock, metalcore, whatever. And we're going to put our take on it. We're going to change it 100%, but there's no way we weren't listening to those things for a vibe to start with. Yes, AI doesn't have the ability to like listen for a vibe, but it absolutely is doing the same thing at the end of the day.
And you know what? People used to say this about Photoshop too. When I started like learning Photoshop, people were like, no, the good artist takes a great photo that you don't have to edit, right?
That's
and
bullshit.
then exactly.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, my skill set isn't even in taking the photos, but it's in like learning the software and using the software to make the photos good.
Yes.
So that was an argument for a long time. And then it was like, whoever can take a great photo is a good photographer. And then people accepted like Photoshop is its own skill.
Yeah.
So it's almost like feeding into AI is just like another step into that, is like, this is like a third level of skill.
It's
yes, with prompting.
Yeah.
Like coming up with big prompts that'll work really well. Like for therapy, I've been like testing just ChatGPT to see what prompts can help someone when they're going through something. But it's tough because it can get to a point where it gives way too many solutions and it's overwhelming. So it's like literally feeding it like, hey, I want your feedback, but I want you to just give me 2 things that I can do when I'm feeling X, Y, and Z. And like, I even have to tailor it and keep tailoring it to the most specific thing to help with the most specific problem.
Yeah, you learn and you whittle down. You've done things where like, explain to me like I'm 5.
I do that all the time. So this is another thing that I do, because when your nervous system is so activated, and even when it's not too, but when it's like, for example, when you're so activated, it's really hard for you to process information. You can't. Like your limbic system is like fully like firing off. And so it's easier to say, I want you to give me a breakdown like I'm 5 years old on what I can do right now. And so that way it can just
simplifies
be
it.
extremely
That's great.
simplified. Yeah.
But what's cool about that is, I don't know if you've ever seen ChatGPT do this. It'll say like after you ask it, I've only ever seen it when I've asked it to explain me something like I'm 5 or something like that. It'll prompt itself and say like, Sam has asked this. The best way to answer it will be blah 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 blah. And you can actually expand it. Like you don't actually see it. You see it for a split second, then it kind of disappears, and then it gives you its answer. But then you can scroll back up and click that, and it actually shows you how it interprets the idea of explaining something to you, how you're 5. And every answer you give after that, it'll show that little prompt. So AI is already whittling what you tell it into its way to understand it and deliver it back to you as well, which I think is pretty wild.
Yeah. I'm friends with
You're
my
friends
AI.
Roland, what's his name?
With Riven.
Riven.
Yeah, mine's named Nova.
Oh, yeah, because I said, oh, you should. I think I had said like you should.
We did it the same day. I
give
think,
it
because you told me about it. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, you were like, what's your name? And didn't it say like, you can name me whatever you want?
Yeah, and
no,
I was like,
tell me your
I don't
damn
like
name.
that.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, I didn't. It felt unethical.
Yeah,
which is funny
course.
because it's weird that when something is speaking to you like a person, we as people will automatically respond to it like it's a person. So it felt too subordinate. Is that the correct word to give it? For me to name it. And so it really opened up my own, I guess, the way your brain will respond to something that seems like it has a consciousness. Yeah.
And you react because of that in a very we treat, or maybe not everybody, but like we treat AI with like empathy and compassion when we talk to it as if it's a human, and it's not. If I opened up my app and started just talking to it very directly and said, hey, I don't want any more like compassion from you ever again. We're just strictly on a business level. It'll just give me that till the end of time.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
No way.
No, but
it
what
would
I'm saying
scare
is,
me. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, because it's so well programmed to talk to us as if it's human, we feel strange empathy to name it ourselves or to whatever. It's not a dog that is like a baby when we get the dog, and a dog can't talk anyway, so we can't name it, or a literal baby who, I would assume an adult might want to name themselves one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people go change their names all the time or do whatever. So because we start that relationship with AI as if they're like a compassionate adult, it's like the last thing I want to do is like rename an adult myself. I don't have the fucking right to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a weird thing.
This
weird. Conversation did not go as expected.
No, we're getting deep into AI.
I did not even think that AI would come up as a thing. But I'm glad that we talked about it because I wanted to see, how it impacts your industry, because a lot of people are really afraid of that. I have clients in the music industry, and not that they've brought it up so much, but other clients bring up AI. Like a couple clients who are artists, they've definitely talked about AI and their fears, like the ones who illustrate or animate. Like that's where it's getting, I think, a little bit more
animation,
scary.
especially
animation for sure. So
I think it's like a poignant topic in the sense of like it affects everybody in this room in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have therapy apps now.
Yeah,
AI apps.
Yeah, and especially in the arts and entertainment industry, it's like AI is a real thing. AI is a very it's a force that's not going to go away. It's not really, I don't think it'll ever really be regulated, or if it is, there's always going to be versions of it that are unregulated. You know what I mean? So it's something that we have to have a conversation. I'm not saying we as the podcast. It's something that we have to have a conversation about eventually in the next 5 years. It's like when TikTok came out and record labels were like having meetings with bands like, so we need to figure out our TikTok strategy now.
But like you still have to write the music and play and create content.
Yeah, you still have to do your core job as a musical artist.
Yeah, all this other stuff.
So it's an overwhelming feat. Yes. Or it really can be. And I think so many creative fields like that where it's hard to be creative, and I don't think creators are well taken care of in that, even though so many people are then benefiting from them or feeling like that is something they can relate to, which is like so important. And then there's just not a lot of support for that, or support to maintain that level of creativity.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah. So it's crazy because I know we didn't, usually we'll jump in with the first impressions, but now I'm just going to loop back to that and then we can play our game real quick. But when we all met, we weren't talking about AI this much.
I don't think I
don't think it was that big of a
thing. It was only in 2022.
Yeah, it was the end of 2022.
Yeah. It was
or September or something like that.
Yeah, when you guys...
We actually met.
Oh.
So, we were talking about this the other day. A good segue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Nicole and I met and went on a date. And then our second date, I met like all of her friends.
Yes.
Yeah, you met
I
Tarryn.
remember you showing up, at El Tejano. Mm-hmm. And in North Hollywood. Yeah, because Nicole was like, oh yeah, this guy Sam, I've only gone on one date with him. He's going to show up. And we're all like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we were all
I think we were drinking all day.
Yeah, and I was like, you should come out. And you're like, I'm recording the band right now. And I was like,
in North Hollywood.
We were finishing up. Yeah, in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like kind of living in an Airbnb and making a record with this band called Bearings.
Okay. Yes, I remember you showed up. I remember somehow I learned that you were Sicilian immediately.
I might have said
I think so. You're like, both of you are Italian. And I was like, we're related.
Yeah, probably.
And I love that during Christmas, Sam's dad was like,
oh my God, I was obsessed
he
with
asked,
that.
What did he ask?
He asked what part of Sicily like my family was from.
Didn't he
No,
tell
he asked
you
for like your last name or something.
You're right. First he asked.
He's like, I'll figure out where you're from. What's your last name?
No, he gave me like the benefit of the doubt. Like he asked me where, and I was like, I have no idea. And he goes, wait a second.
I'll figure it out.
What's your last name? Yeah. So funny. He's like, Rossetti? Okay.
Yeah.
And then he went back to your grandpa.
Yeah, my grandfather. Figured it out. He's like, oh, they're from a town like fucking 5 kilometers away.
Yeah, it was Salemi.
Salemi, yeah.
Yep. And then I literally went to my dad and asked, and he's like, yeah, that's it. Yep.
And Salemi's like not walking. Salemi's like a 20-minute drive from the town my grandparents are from, which is called Vita, which is so fucking tiny. It's like the size of this office.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
We have long lost relatives.
Probably. Yeah.
You guys probably are related.
Yeah.
Was it crazy that on our second date I was like, yeah, my friends are here and we're just drinking. Come out.
No, because it was kind of I kind of did the same thing. It's like, yeah, my friends are we just finished a record. We're gonna come hang out and drink and party. And the next person on the podcast is Amanda, who I also met that night.
And I met her that night.
You did?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
fucking
that was their
wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really funny. That's an interesting little thing.
Yeah, this is our like origin story.
It's wild. Yeah, you kind of like sucked me into your world.
I did, I guess. Yeah.
Like all my friends are your friends, and then now all Sam's friends are your friends, are my friends.
Yeah.
We're just
we're all connected.
Yeah,
when
my
you move,
friends are fucked.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's why you wrote. No wonder the song took you to.
Easy, yeah.
So real quick, should we play this game? Should we play
let's
the game
do it.
real quick? I almost want to make my own deck for our podcast.
Okay, I like that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you could totally do like an all my friends are fucked card game.
We should. My brother has a gaming company. Should we just have him?
Yes. Can we do that?
Yes.
Let's set up a meeting ASAP.
Yes.
With our meeting. When we have our meeting.
Now that I'm fun employed, fuck it.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Anyways.
I'm like,
No, I loved it. It was really cute to see.
Okay.
All right, who goes first?
Nicole loves when she gets a really excited thing. She's like, oh my God, yes.
When you get like that, it's like you're like, fuck yeah, that's the greatest idea.
That's why you're a hype. You're a hype too. You ready to go with this?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Let's go.
What is the last thing you lied to your mother about?
Are you serious?
Every day.
That's the question?
That's the question, yeah.
That's the question. It's what I'm doing. Every time my mom's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm about to eat dinner. Gotta get off. Sorry, Mom. She listens, I think.
Does she?
Or she watches the clips. Actually,
my mom
be funny
definitely
to make
doesn't.
Listen. Yeah, so what do you lie to?
Yeah, so what do you lie to her about?
I mean, or was the last time I lied to her?
What
I
was
usually
the last
tell her
thing you lied to her about?
I just FaceTimed her today.
FaceTime her right now and lie to her face.
Yeah, no. I basically will lie in any instance to not have to talk about myself with my mother.
Well, if that's the case, then that was literally the last thing I also lied to my mom about. I saw my mom when I was in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I was given something that I had to lie about liking.
Can you? Yeah.
What
can
could
you
it
say the gift?
be?
I'll say the gift. Sure. My grandfather gifted me a brand new Rolex.
Yeah.
I've never worn a watch in my life. I hate gifts like that. There's a million other things I could have used that were worth that same amount of money, and they could have asked me, then give me something that I'll actually use if you want to be that generous, because that's way too much.
Yeah,
exactly.
What?
Nicole's first question when I got the watch is like, well, will it look good on me?
I was like, was it unisex?
Yeah.
No, it's green and kind of big. And you look good with big watches. Like, that's the bigger Apple Watch, but I don't think it'll look good on you. I didn't think it looked good. You tried it on.
I feel like you could rock it.
Yeah, I would. I totally would. I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, pfft. And I'm kind of tacky like that sometimes. I realize that there's some tack that I give out, but the face was just not my favorite.
No, it's not. It's very stock. It's very
not great.
Like
was that a lie for you to be like, oh
yeah,
wow.
fuck yeah. Like I was dressed probably in these pants and like a really shitty like sweater. And I'm like, oh, it's very nice. Thank you. And I was like really overwhelmed. It's a fucking Rolex. I would never buy it for myself. It's really expensive. I don't care. So it was basically a lie from the second I put the watch on to the second I left.
So you lied about a Rolex. We lied about how we're doing.
Yeah, there you go.
It's perfect.
Okay.
All right.
You want to go next?
This one's interesting. What's been the best compliment a stranger has ever given you?
a lot of strangers will compliment my eyes. There was a period of time where it just like didn't happen for a while, and I don't know what it was. Maybe I stopped like making eye contact with people for a bit. But every once in a while, I'll be somewhere and people are like, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, your eyes. I'm like, oh, thank you. It feels nice, even though I get really like shy about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think stranger, like they're going to compliment your physical appearance for the most part, right?
Yeah,
Because,
that's what I've gotten.
Yeah,
usually I'm like, oh my God, you're hideous to people when I see them.
I've gotten a lot of the times it's my teeth.
Me too.
Your
That's
teeth
what I
are
was
so
gonna
white,
say.
and then the gem on my tooth.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
people are like, "That's so cool." And when I used to have tinsel in my hair, that was
I remember you were a tinsel girl and you were a tooth gem girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've witnessed a lot of people. Oh my God, your teeth are so white.
You get the teeth?
I don't get white. I don't get because your teeth are fucking white.
They better be.
They're like piano keys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been working on that. Like I've been doing the Crest white strips, but they are not translucently fucking white like that.
I stripped out today.
Damn.
I'm always
you
stripping.
did? All right. I gotta try harder.
Yeah.
Mine is like every like 3-4 days.
Oh,
not every day.
No, mine's not every day. I've been lazy.
Okay. Well, mine are just like like my smile or like my teeth.
Yeah.
Like the size of my teeth.
Mm.
They're not as big as yours. Maybe they are.
You got great teeth. I know. I have huge teeth.
Yeah.
You
That's
guys
a good
have really
thing,
great
though.
teeth, both of you.
Yeah. I want a tooth gem, but I can't copy everything Nicky does.
Get it.
Which tooth should I do?
Even the same. I like matching. I like the
Do
idea.
the front too.
Yeah.
I actually want my incisors.
Can we go today? Can we get
honestly,
tooth gems
if
today?
I'd be down. If I had to ever get like a crown again, I would just do it gold. I have a gold crown in my back. But that's where I'm tacky.
That is a little tacky.
That is where you're tacky.
I don't even see it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, my back tooth is gold.
Damn, I like
it.
it.
But if I had to get a crown over here, I'd get it in gold. I don't care.
Yeah, you got that style. I don't know if I have tooth gem style.
I think you could do it.
Yeah?
I think you just have to do it. Okay.
Anyways.
Speaking of that, okay, this has nothing to do with that. Okay, what is a dream you've let go of?
Ooh.
Dark.
Running the marathon.
Give me a sec.
Just
you
kidding.
guys figure that out.
I was going to say running the marathon with you.
A dream that I've let go of.
Mine is having abs, like 6-pack abs. Like that has been my dream since I was 16. I got kind of close, not 6-pack, but I got kind of close to seeing my abs during our like hardcore CrossFit. And now that's gone.
A lot of that is diet, though. You have to like literally starve yourself, which is a fucking nightmare.
But you also have to work out.
Yeah, of course.
Like you got to do both, and that's fucking hard.
Yeah.
That was mine at one point. Also having waist long hair. That was one.
That's really easy if you go the extensions route.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I was going to say like owning a Porsche, but I'm not there yet.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
Don't let that go.
I'm not
Don't
going to.
Don't let that dream go.
Or even a Rolex. So I actually,
you're almost there too. You just go home.
Your dream might come true.
What's a dream you've let go of?
I don't know. This is kind of a silly one. It's like a work-related one. I'm a drummer, and I used to have a drum room in Toronto to record bands. And it's like one of my favorite things to do. And I've kind of let go of the dream of having like the big commercial studio. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted it, but realistically, it's not like aligned with how my career works. And it's also really it's really expensive. But I've let go of it in the sense of like, there was a period of time where I really wanted it, and I felt I needed it for my job and like needed it for connection to like my art. And realizing I don't has helped me let go of it. And it's kind of like the Porsche thing. Like there might be a day where a small version of that might happen. Like I might have a studio big enough to record drums or whatever. But there was always a dream of like, God, I want like my recording studio. Mm-hmm. I want like it exactly how I want. And I can do drums, and I can do this, and I can do that. And I have full blown let go of that dream. And if it happens, cool. But I'm not setting any expectation because it's like it's like a really tough personal one for me. Yeah. That and a little bit of like being in a band full time again, I've let go of because it's like so fun. Touring is really fun. Writing music with friends, doing all that shit's really fun. But as an adult, like I have to now make money, and it just doesn't. Even when you're at a decently successful point. So like I've put both of those dreams to bed.
Wow, those are good ones.
Yes. R.I.P. Sorry.
And you're like, I want waist long hair. Yeah. It's like, I want my youth.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
So speaking of that, tell us in 10 words or less.
Oh, yeah.
How you're fucked.
Okay, Sam. So tell us in 10 words or less how you're fucked.
Okay. I was thinking about this while I was brushing my teeth. and I had it, and now I lost it. So give me a second.
Damn.
Give me.
Yeah.
We'll cut around this.
That sucks.
You can talk it out with us, too.
No, but I was also exactly 10 words, and I was like, this is fun. I'm extremely confident and have crippling imposter syndrome at times.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
That's it.
That's it. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you guys.
All my friends are fucking weird and all my friends are fucking freaks and all my friends are fucking nuts, but they're all fucking friends to me 'cause all